So today we're looking at interest problems. So if we borrow money from a bank or any other financial agency, you get charged interest for using their money. And the amount of money you borrow, that's called the principal. You can also collect interest. So if you have like a savings account, you can also collect interest. So if you put money in a savings account and the bank is using our money, then they will give us interest. So there is a formula that we use to calculate interest. It's I equals PRT. Okay, so it looks like this. Oh, what's happening? 1 second. Okay, so the formula is I equals PRT. Okay, the I stands for interest, and it's usually in a percent form, so you would just change it to decimal, and we'll show that when we do examples. P is for principal. Okay, principal is like the dollar amount. It's the amount that we borrow. It's the initial amount. R, this is the rate of interest. Okay, this is in percent. We would change this to decimal. This, I am sorry, is wrong. This will be in a dollar amount. And then T is the time, and it has to be in years. So if you have a question that's giving you the time in months, then we have to convert it to years before we can solve the problem. So example 1, calculate the interest on $5,000 at a rate of 13% over a period of 2 months. So let's see everything we know here. Calculate the interest. So interest is what we don't know. The principal amount, that is the $5,000. The rate tells us is 13%. When we put this into our formula, let's just change it to decimal. Move your decimal 2 to the left. So in percent, in a decimal, it's 0.13. And the time is 2 months. All right, 2 months, but it has to be in years. 2 months. So we have to put that in years. So just write 2 out of 12. Okay, there's 12 months in a year. It's telling us it's a period of 2 months, so we just write it as 2 over 12. All right, now our formula is I equals PRT. Let's substitute everything into our formula. I is what we're solving for. Our principal amount was 5,000. The rate of interest is 0.13, and the period is 2 over 12. So all we have to do now is multiply. Okay, it's 5,000 times 0.13 times 2 over 12. So you can just put that into your calculator. All right, so the interest would be $108.33. Next example, calculate the principal. If the interest is $450, the rate is 8%, and the period of borrowing the money is 2.5 years. So let's put down everything we know. Interest, we know, it's told in the question, is $450. Principal, that's what we're trying to figure out, calculate the principal, so that's what we don't know. The rate of interest is 8%, which we will change by moving the decimal place 2 to the left, so it's 0.08. And then the time is 2.5 years, so 2.5 years. All right, let's put everything into our equation. So I equals PRT. 450 equals P times 0.08 times 2.5. So what we're going to do is, because everything is being multiplied here, so let's do our left side is still 450, and then P is what we're trying to solve for. 0.08 times 2.5, put that in your calculators. 0.08 times 2.5 gives me 0.2. All right, now we need to solve for P, so we divide both sides by 0.2. Divide both sides, and that'll give me my answer now. P is equal to 450 divided by 0.2, which is equal to $2,250. So that's the principal amount, $2,250. All right, so the first one for 6 months, principal amount was $350. Rate of interest, we've already converted to decimal, 0.07, and the time is 6 out of 12 because it is 6 months, and time is needs to be written as years. So type that into your calculator, 350 times 0.07 times 6 out of 12, and the interest amount will be $12.25. All right, so in 6 months, she'll make $12.25 if she deposited $350 with the interest rate of 7%. Now, how much would she have in 2 years? So part B, everything stays the same except for time. For part B, the time will change to 2 years. All right, so the interest she will collect, the principal amount is $350, the rate of interest is 0.07, and the time is 2 years. Okay, put that into your calculators. So the answer there is $49 in 2 years. All right, so for this next example, we've already listed out everything we know, and it is the time that we are solving for. All right, so the interest is 60. The principal amount is 375. The rate of interest is 0.04, which was the 4%. And then T is what we are solving for. So the first thing we're going to do is just multiply this out. 375 times 0.04, which gives me 15T. All right, so we're solving for T. We have to divide by 15 on both sides. All right, and then 60 divided by 15 is equal to 4. The 4 is equal to T. Therefore, he has to leave it in the bank for 4 years. All right, to earn the $60 of interest when his principal amount was $375 and the interest rate is 4%. All right, so for this one, George borrowed $600 for 10 months. The interest rate was 15%. How much did he have to pay back at the end of this term? All right, so we have to calculate the interest. That's what we don't know. His principal amount is $600. The rate of interest is 15%, which is equal to 0.15. The time is equal to 10 months. So therefore, we have to use 10 out of 12. All right, so what we're going to do is calculate the interest first, and then we will add it on to his original amount that he borrowed to give us the total. All right, so we've got all the information that we need from this question. So we need to calculate the interest. So interest is 600 multiplied by 0.15, multiply that by 10 out of 12. And when you multiply all of that, you should get $75. Right? That's the interest that he has to pay. The question is asking how much does he have to pay back at the end of this term. So he has to pay back the 600 plus the $75. So total would be 600 plus the 75. So a total of 675. That's what he has to pay back. Okay, so we'll stop here.